That wasn't the only thing that was happening in Chicago over the weekend. It wasn't. It was a lot going on in the city in Chicago over the weekend. Let me bring you guys up to date and up to speed of what's happening.
Yeah, Lululemon is cleaning up this morning after a smash and grab. Several people were also robbed very close by. It comes as the mayor and the police plan to talk about what's being done to prevent these kinds of crimes. A rash of robberies and a burglary had police busy early this morning in the Lincoln Park neighborhood. This Lululemon on North Avenue in Sheffield was hit. The window of the high-end fitness clothing store was shattered with merchandise scattered on the floor. In addition to this, 3 different people were robbed nearby at around 5 o'clock this morning. In the 1300 block of North Avenue, a man was getting out of his car when a dark-colored sedan pulled up. 4 to 5 people got out with guns and robbed him.
The caller says that the offenders fled in a black sports car or Camaro fled southeast direction.
Minutes later, another man was robbed in the 1800 block of North Halsted by 3 armed people who also got out of a black sedan. And right after that, another victim who was walking in the 1600 block of North Sheffield was robbed at gunpoint after a physical altercation with several people in masks and hoodies who were also getting around in a dark sedan.
All right, guys, these string of robberies may be related. We all have several males with guns in a black sedan. One ticket says possibly a black sports car or a Camaro. Just caution, guys, they're armed.
This comes as Mayor Johnson and Police Superintendent Larry.
Look at Mayor Mohawk. Look at Mayor Mohawk. Check this out, y'all. Hold on. This can't be real life.
Just caution, guys, they're armed.
This comes as.
Look at Mayor Mohawk, y'all.
Mayor Johnson and Police Superintendent Larry Snelling prepare to speak about the city's response to robberies at a news conference today. Back here live for business owners especially, smash and grab crews have cost them a lot of money, and many are fearful of being robbed on the street. So that news conference is expected to get underway in about an hour at CPD headquarters.
And you know we're going to be reviewing that tomorrow, right? You know we're going to be reviewing that tomorrow. That's a fact, though. But no. Not multiple different people just walking around, no police after them, no none of that. Just, robbing people. You on your way to work, you walk into the bus stop, you trying to get to school early. Crew of black people. Or I'm sorry, let me not say black people. They didn't say that. I take that back. Maybe they Mexican, maybe they white, maybe there's, I don't know. I mean, for some reason, I just think that they probably fit the description. But we're not going to assume. We're going to give them grace, give the criminals grace, and they jump out and they rob you. But that wasn't the only thing that was going on in Chicago while babies was getting shot.
Violent weekend in Chicago where at least 40 people were shot, 7 people were killed. Authorities say 4 children were among the victims in one incident. Details now from ABC's Alex Perez.
40, at least, that we know of so far. They still canvassing. They still trying to identify different people because there's gunshots and, stuff everywhere. But at least 4. Listen, the weather is the best that it's been all year. It was the first weekend where it was super warm and it was above 70 degrees consistently over in Chicago. And when the weather get warm, the criminals come out, the arguments start, the gangs start getting a little bit more active, and then the kids start getting shot in the belly. 40 at least that we know of. Y'all not scared? Look, when y'all go out, anybody that's around me, if they say, oh man, y'all want to go to Chicago, I'll be like, nope. Then they just start laughing. They be like, oh yeah, we better listen to Anton. Don't go there, go over there to Pittsburgh. Listen, I'll put y'all on a flight. Y'all can go down to the design district over in Miami. Go to Nashville, go hanging out down there. All of the big popular tourist destinations that used to be on a, hey, we got to go here when we get older and all of that. When you was young, you was a teenager. All of those places is wiped out. The places that you got to visit now is off the beaten path. Go to MKE. You know what I'm saying? Don't go to New York. Don't go to New York. You might be able to do a little bit better in certain parts in Boston. They got good public transportation systems. I like Boston personally. Don't go to Chicago. Go to Kentucky. You know what I'm saying? Don't go. Don't go to Oakland. Go hang out in Vegas instead. San Francisco, canceled. All of these places is over. It's over. It's over. All of you got to find the off the beaten path places now. There's some, go to Boise, Idaho. It's awesome there. Have y'all ever been to Boise, Idaho? Boise, Idaho is lit. Go to Boise, Idaho instead of going over there to anywhere in California. Nope. Boise, Idaho, that's on the list. I don't go to the popular destinations. I go hang out in Biloxi, Mississippi. Biloxi, we just be hanging out. We be at the pool, kicking it, having a good time.
Tonight, Chicago police combing for suspects after a deadly weekend of gun violence. Multiple incidents injuring at least 40 people and killing 7, including 9-year-old Ariana Molina.
EMS Plan 1 for multiple people shot, 2021 West 52nd Street.
This, the aftermath after the girl was killed Saturday night. A witness telling police a black sedan approaching a crowd of people gathered outside for a celebration on the city's south side. A gunman then opening fire. 11 people hit, 4 of them children. Little Ariana shot in the head, dying from her injuries. Her heartbroken father tells ABC News she was wonderful and helpful and was everything to me. The shooting, police say, was likely gang-related.
The offender's actions, make no mistake, are horrific and unacceptable in our city.
The incident comes just...
Look at this. Look at this. Look. More protesting.
Hours after community activists marched calling for peace.
We're all hurting, and we all...
What did I just tell y'all last week on Friday? What did I just have a conversation with y'all about on Friday when they was doing this march, when we were seeing what was going on in Chicago? I was preparing y'all. This is why I did all of that streaming, because I was preparing y'all to be in the house, because I was telling y'all that marching and all of that stuff don't matter. I just had a conversation with y'all before the weekend started. Before all of these people got killed and murdered in Chicago, I had a conversation with y'all. I said, hey, listen, y'all, don't do it. Be careful. Make sure that you don't do this. Stay in the house. Don't get yourself caught up. I just talked to y'all. I said, these people is protesting and it don't even matter. Man, ain't no gang members looking at no protests and saying, we just gonna go in and turn our life around. Bro, you talking to monsters. You can't negotiate with a terrorist. Have y'all ever tried to negotiate with a criminal? As soon as you turn your back, they're going to stab you in it. As soon as you turn your back, they're going to stab you in it. You can't negotiate with terrorists. You got to make an example out of people. Hey, we going to march. Stop the violence. Stop the violence. Stop the violence. Stop the violence. Hey, hands up. Don't shoot. Don't shoot. Hands up. They can be like, oh, man, there's some easy targets over there. Follow him home, follow him home, follow him home, and make sure you follow him home. Hey, hands up. I'm an innocent pedestrian. Don't shoot. That's the come up. Path of least resistance. Hey, Ray. Make sure you stay over there at Mook Mook. Get him.
saying enough is enough.
And not just Chicago coping with gun violence this weekend. Overnight in Dallas, 9 people shot after a party there ended. Authorities say a 21-year-old woman struck in that shooting died at the hospital.
And Lindsay, 2 of the children injured here in Chicago were hospitalized in critical condition. No arrests have been made. Lindsay?
Just agonizing there.
Don't worry about it. We're going to get there. We're going to definitely get there. This is more Chicago news, ladies and gentlemen. More Chicago news.
Tonight, everyone from Mayor Brandon Johnson to community advocates at a groundswell of response to this tragedy on the southwest side. The shooting itself, is now the 9th mass shooting to take place in the Chicago area this year. CBS 2's Andrew Ramos with the concerns growing as we inch closer to summer.
Now, statistics show violence often surges in the summer months, and with the official start of summer just weeks away, this latest mass shooting has left many on high alert.
We're in trouble, Chicago, and some people need to realize the trouble we're in.
Chilling words from the front lines as the city and its surrounding areas grapple with yet another mass shooting. The latest happening Saturday night in the back of the yards where a 9-year-old girl lost her life. 10 others left wounded. Mayor Brandon Johnson, calling the tragedy beyond reprehensible, announced a response plan which will include a mass canvassing event happening in the neighborhood on Monday, where the community will get access to behavioral teams, victim services, and case management. So far this year, there have been 9 mass shootings in the greater Chicago area where 21 people have been killed and 31 others wounded.
It's mental health, it's substance abuse, it's poverty.
In recent years, the Chicago Police Department has rolled out strategies to deal with the uptick of violence, especially as the weather gets warmer. And data suggests it has been effective, where shootings, both fatal and non-fatal compared to this time last year, are down 3.6%. But multi-victim shootings, which include mass shootings, are up, a concerning.
So wait a minute. I'm just curious because you know me. I'm in the data. I'm in the statistics. I'm trying to understand things, and I'm looking at it objectively, hopefully. And so I'm trying to understand this for a second. So shootings are down, but multi-victim shootings are up. So multi-victim shootings shouldn't be a part of shootings? So I'm assuming that they say, oh man, well, this was one shooting. So this one incident is making sure that it goes down. But if 40 people get hit or 10 people get hit, those are each individual instances. Those are 10 people that got shot. So multi-victim shooting don't go into shootings? Don't go into shootings? Hey guys, hold on. Shootings are down. Well, multi-victim shootings are up. Now listen, I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer. However, I'm always trying to understand and I'm trying to decipher whether or not it makes sense or it doesn't make sense, okay? So they telling me that shootings are down, but multi-victim shootings are up. What? Next thing you know, they're going to start saying, hey, listen, guys, young people shootings are down, but shootings between the ages of 18 through 44 might be exploding a little bit. Well, what the heck is young people shooting?
8.2%.
When you get everybody outside, it could be a range of things like.
Rodney Phillips has been a violence prevention outreach worker for more than 15 years. Addressing and preventing conflicts, he says, must come from those who know the community best.
You have to have a license to operate in these communities. You have to be from these communities. People don't care. You got to show them how much you care.
Now, as the investigation.
So I'm supposed to make friends with criminals. No, that's why they move. That's why you move. You move as far away as you possibly can, and you align yourself with people that's going in the direction that you're going in. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. No, you get far away. I don't need permission to be able to walk down a public street that I paid for. It's paid for with my tax dollars. So you saying that I got to get permission to walk down the street and take my dog outside from dudes that don't even own any piece of the community and is basically squatting. Y'all squatting, but y'all took over. Okay, I got you.
Into Saturday night's shooting continues. The city has announced that it will be providing financial support to the family of the child who passed away this weekend.
But here's the interesting part about this whole situation, right? So as we look at all of these shootings and mass shootings, I know that he wants to say they're just large gatherings, but as we look at this stuff, right, and we observing what's happening within our communities and the fact that violence is out of control and we throwing money towards the wrong things, the Jewish leaders that is supposed to meet with Mayor Johnson last week or next week is saying, listen, we don't even want to talk to you. All Jewish aldermen, Jewish leaders, they said that they're not even meeting with Brandon Johnson. They don't want to talk to him. They don't want to kick it. They think that he's divisive. They think that he's a liar. He's bad for the community. He's a horrible leader. I'm not saying it. I'm telling you what they're saying. Listen, check it out.
Ravi, in a scathing letter, the city's only Jewish alderperson and 2 Jewish members of the General Assembly questioning the mayor's ability to lead. They and others declining an invitation to be part of a mayor's roundtable this Monday.
I do not feel that the Jewish community feels that he's got our back.
Northside Alderwoman Deborah
Neither do I in the black community, but neither here nor there.
Silverstein, State Senator Sarah Feigenholtz, and State Representative Bob Morgan telling the mayor in this letter, before calling for a roundtable on anti-Semitism, a true leader should begin by demonstrating a modicum of empathy for the Jewish community.
We need our mayor to unite us instead of continuing to divide us.
Their letter takes Mayor Johnson to task for casting the tie-breaking vote to pass the city's Israel-Hamas ceasefire resolution.
And I vote aye.
And for not condemning what they say were anti-Semitic chants and flyers at a student walkout the day of that vote.
They were praised for walking out, but what about the Jewish kids that go to CPS? The Jewish kids whose parents call me and say, my child is afraid to go to school. What are we doing about them?
The letter also accuses the mayor of relative silence amid growing anti-Semitism in the city, which has included several incidents of anti-Jewish flyers and substances being left on cars and doorsteps.
He has a lot of fences to mend. I hope it's not irreparable, but he needs to make a move.
This evening, the mayor's office declined to comment on that letter. Leaders from 2 prominent Jewish groups, the Anti-Defamation League and Jewish United Fund, tell us they've also declined the mayor's invitation for similar reasons. Cheryl.
Oh, you pissing off the people that matter the most, Mayor. Mayor. Yes, Anton. Excuse me? I said that you're pissing off the people that are throwing their dollars around in the community in order to ensure that they funding this campaign. Are you going to do the right thing? I'm sorry? Listen. We have much more pertinent things to address in the community. We've had several unfortunate events during these large gatherings of young people, and my condolences go out to the family. We're going to do a mass protest and canvassing event. And during that canvassing event, anybody that commits these horrendous crimes against humanity needs to bring themselves forward, come get forgiveness in the church. I have the Archdiocese on speed dial. They can come and take communion. They can confess their sins, give their life over to Christ, and then hopefully, they can do some volunteer work in the community to make sure that this never happens again. That this never, ever, under any circumstance, happens again. And I give you my word that we are going to canvass the community. We are going to talk to church leaders. And more importantly, I don't want you guys to call this a mass shooting. That is something that has been labeled by the media, and the media is always trying to manipulate things. Crime is down, even though multi-person shootings are up. And I didn't even want to say that stat, but they're saying that I have to say it in order to not be misleading the people. But more importantly, these are large gatherings, and it's just 1 or 2 individuals that got out of hand, got a couple switches on their gun, and they decided to let loose. Now, I'm telling you that we have grief counselors available. Grief counselors are available. They're fully staffed, and they're on reconnaissance and waiting to speak to the families. And I don't condone it, but I will not let you guys say that this is a large gathering under no circumstances. No, absolutely not. Not on my watch. And we will not have anybody, including any illegal migrant, left behind under no circumstances. That's why I'm putting an extra $70 million behind this migrant crisis. We've used up all of the emergency money, and we tapped into our COVID funds. I would hope that Governor Abbott down there in Texas would get the message. Thank you. No more questions. Shout out to Brandon Johnson. Putting more effort into making sure that beard got that Billy Goat gruff, got his Mayor Mohawk popping. He's going to be more famous for what he looked like than he is for what he's doing in Chicago. Shout out to Chicago. Chi-town.